Hi friends, I'm Miss Karyn, and as you know, maybe last week when Miss Phelps and I came to visit you, you got a gift bag, and inside your gift bag was another bag. And I said, don't drink it, and I tell you why. Because this is not water, this is clear glue. Also in your bag, you probably found a little Ziploc bag of fun, sparkly, different things. So today I'm going to show you how to make a sensory bottle. I love to make sensory bottles. Sensory bottles are fun because they are good for entertaining yourself, but they also have a purpose. The purpose of a sensory bottle is to calm your mind. And it takes about 3 to 5 minutes to calm your mind, and that's about how long it takes for a sensory bottle to do its thing. So this one I'm going to show you. This one is one that I made with just clear glue and eyeballs. And when I taught in a K-6 classroom, I had a 3rd grader who was obsessed with this bottle. He would just sit and turn it, and turn it, and just watch it, and he would spend a lot of time just looking at this bottle. It really made him happy. Here's a couple other bottles I've made. This is my pink and purple bottle. I'm going to give it a good shake. And as you can see all the different things inside there and how they're going up and down in the glue. Some things are going to the bottom and some things are going to the top. This one is just an iridescent white. And same thing. We're going up and down. And maybe you remember in our class we've done a lot of projects where we've talked about what sinks and what floats. And I have found that the different combination in a sensory bottle, some things sink and some things float. And just because a fuzzy ball might sink in the clear glue doesn't mean that it's going to sink in vegetable oil or the syrup. These are a couple other bottles I've made. I keep these in my bedroom because even I get happiness from playing with sensory bottles. I just find them fun to look at. I can turn it upside down and just watch it go. I don't know if you can see that very well on the video, but I'm going to show you how to make yours, so soon enough you will be able to see your own. 3 main ingredients that we use for our substance. We use clear glue, or you can use corn syrup, or you can use vegetable oil. And I know I said 3 things, but this is also glitter glue. I have used glitter glue, and I've even used glow-in-the-dark glue, and they really do glow in the dark. So let's talk about the bottles that you can use. This is a Voss water bottle. You can buy this at Casey's or any gas station, and the label comes off really easily. And I like this bottle because the lid is flush with the bottle. And it's also the same as the bottles that I bought at Michael's. It's just, this one was $1.50 and it came with water, and this one was $1.99 empty. You can also use a Gatorade bottle. I've used Gatorade bottles, and I really like the smaller Gatorade bottles, especially like for 2 and 3-year-olds, because the Gatorade bottle is a little tougher, and if they were to throw it, it might not break. But in your bag, you have a core water bottle. And the reason that I chose the core water bottle is because I really like the hourglass design, because you can grip it with your hand and you'll be able to turn it better. So I just want you to know that I bought the bottles of water from Core, and I just took a knife and I removed the label. I poured the water into my hydro flask. I did not drink out of any of these bottles. So the bottles that you received were not touched by any mouths. So let's talk about the things that go inside the sensory bottles. If you want to take a look at my table here, I'm going to show you some of the things on my table. Like I said, I used eyeballs for the bottle with the eyeballs. I like to use fuzzy balls. As you can see in this one, fuzzy balls float. In this one, the fuzzy balls sink. So you might ask yourself, why did they float and why did they sink? Maybe it was different liquid inside. One thing I do want to say about the fuzzy balls is that some of the fuzzy balls tend to bleed in the water. And so my water is clear in these bottles. The purple one, you can see the water has turned purple because sometimes the fuzzy balls and the sequins will bleed. I found that to keep them from bleeding, I can soak them in water first, rinse them out, dry them, and then use them. That'll get some of the color dye off before it gets in my bottle. Another thing is that when I add the water mixture, I won't add hot water because I don't want it to bleed, because I like my jars clear. Now, if you like your jars to have color, so where you can't see all the way through clear, if you want them colored, leave your fuzzy balls the way they are, and you can also add food coloring. A major component of a sensory bottle is going to be glitter. So I have tons and tons of glitter options. Glitter comes in a lot of different colors, and it also comes in different textures. So I just want to show you some of the textures that it's going to come in. This glitter is really tiny and really fine. This is a fine glitter. This glitter is a bigger chunk glitter. And I have this glitter right here that is even bigger chunks. So if you notice inside my bottles, do you see some of the glitters that are still not sunk to the bottom? Those are going to be the bigger ones. The fine glitter is going to sink first. And see, this glitter right here is not so fine, it's a little bigger. It's gonna take a little while to sink. I also said about fuzzy balls, I found some tiger stripe fuzzy balls. We talked about the eyeballs, we talked about the fuzzy balls, we talked about the glitter. Another thing that you're going to find in your bag is sequins. And sequins make the best component, in my opinion, next to the glitter, because they make it sparkly. And the different sizes and the different textures of sequins I find are important to make a good one, because then you're looking at lots of different things. And at Michael's you can buy sequins in packages of 3 where they'll have 3 different sizes. So I really like that. Another thing that I like to put in sensory bottles is these wonderful little gems. And I know you guys really enjoy using these gems in school and you like to glue them on your paper. But I like to put them in sensory bottles because you can watch them come up and down. Now let's get started. Let's make our first sensory bottle. This one is going to be for Miss Phelps. She said that her favorite colors were pink and purple. So I'm going to start by putting in the items in the Ziploc bag that I set out for her. Now inside your Ziploc bag, I have taped all of your sequins and all of your glitter. And the reason I did that is because I want to make sure that you do this with your moms or your dad, and that it's not a big, huge mess in your house. Now there's lots and lots of things inside this little Ziploc bag. So if you want to come over here and take a look at this, notice I just put in some purple sequins, and those purple sequins are still sitting on top of that glue. And I have some glitter, and more sequins, and I have some fuzzy balls. So I'm going to add a lot of this stuff. Inside your bags, you might have enough stuff to make more than one sensory bottle. So don't necessarily rush to put everything in the jar all at once. Because if you have another water bottle at home, you can make another bottle. Maybe you have a sister or a brother that you want to make one for, or they want to make one with you. Because a lot of these supplies you already have in your kitchen, especially the vegetable oil. So I'm adding all of the sequins. And I'm going to put it over here so you can see it a little better. Now when I come to the glitter, you have to be really careful when you add the glitter because the glitter can color your water significantly. So I'm just going to cut a tiny little hole, and I'm just going to put in a little bit of glitter to start out with. And then I'll shake it up and I'll decide if I want more. So that was pink glitter. And here is some purple glitter. I know some parents really don't like glitter because it gets everywhere. But if you use a funnel, on top of your water bottle, it will not get everywhere. Now, when I filled your bottles, I filled them anywhere from about 1/3 to 1/2 full with the glue. And then you're going to add just a little bit of water. And I suggest to add it where there's still plenty of breathing room at the top, because you will want to determine how fast or how slow you want your bottle to run. So what do we think about that? That one did turn out pretty dark, but it's really pretty. I can see the sequins, I can see the pink, and I can see the glitter. It's still at the top. It's taking time to come down. And now I'm going to add the fuzzy balls. I'm good for lots of fuzzy balls. I hope Miss Phelps likes fuzzy balls. So I suggest when you're making your bottle to just go ahead and add, like I said, just a little bit of water, and then watch how it flows. Is this too fast? Is it too slow? If it's too fast, add more water. If it's too slow, add some more clear glue. If you've added too much glitter and you can't see through it, and you don't like it that way, there is one thing you can do, and I've done this many times. You can take a colander, you can take your little mixing bowl, and you can just open it up, dump it out, rinse it off, dry it on the plate just like I did the eyeballs, because I actually had too many eyeballs in my sensory bottle. So I took them out, I rinsed them off, and I saved the glue and I reused it. So that one, I'm just gonna kind of watch that one a little bit and see how we like it. And then we'll see if Miss Phelps wants us to add more glue or more water. But now I'm going to show you one with the vegetable oil. So this is the Gatorade bottle. And I filled it about halfway full with the vegetable oil. And let's see, what color should we make this one? I'm going to get some beads. I have beads. A lot of you have beads in your little Ziploc bag. But I'm going to get some beads. That's why I use a funnel so you don't spill them. I'm going to add some beads, so that's blue. Let's add a little bit of blue for glitter. Might be a lot of blue glitter. And let's add some, what do you think? Do we want to put gold? Let's put some gold with the blue. Oh, check this out, friends. Do you see how the glitter is floating on top and the beads have sunk to the bottom? and that there's a definite line in between the two where the oil is. So now I'm going to add some water. Remember, don't add too much because you want to make sure that you still have some space if you don't like how fast or how slow it is. Let's see. Well, that's the vegetable oil, and look at how that one turned out. It's really, really cloudy. I can see the beads, I can see the big gold glitter, but it kind of turned white. And I really can't see how it's turning. It's actually, it's kind of turning differently. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to add some food coloring to this one. What's my cabinet? Find my food coloring. I have some blue. This side too. Although, you know, I was going to add blue, but I just got to thinking, what if I add green and it's more like an ocean? Let's do that. Let's add some green and see what happens. Let's add a little bit. Because like I said, remember, sometimes it'll change your color. Wow, it kind of looks like a little bit of an ocean in there. That one, the one thing I really like about this one, do you hear the beads? And how when I turn it upside down, the beads, they're pretty heavy, so they're obviously going right through that oil. So vegetable oil is an option. It's not my favorite. The glue is my favorite, the clear glue. But there's one more that I want to show you. I want to show you. This is Caro syrup. And the only thing I use Caro syrup for is making pecan pie. I don't know what other people use it for. But I found that it does make a good sensory bottle. Because the consistency of the Caro syrup is very, very, very similar to the consistency of the clear glue. So I'm going to add a little bit more syrup than I did the glue, just because I want to kind of show you how they can be different. This time I'm just going to throw in some of this pink. I'm going to throw a lot of pink in. Take the lid. I'm going to shake it up a little bit before I add in the water. I'm going to go get some fuzzy balls to add in there. Some pink fuzzy balls. A lot of times I plan my sensory bottles out before I put them in the jar. Just like I did with yours, I put all of your supplies in a Ziploc bag. And then, oops, I don't want that orange one in there. Those three in. Add some water now. Wow, look at that one. Look at how sparkly that one is. This just shows you the difference in the texture in what you're going to see inside the bottle. This glitter really went a long way compared to the clear glue when it was put in the syrup. But the fuzzy balls, you really can't even see them. They're just still there at the top. And when you turn it upside down, there's the fuzzy balls. They went to the top again. This one's really a good texture, and it will eventually settle. Just like this one's still taking time to settle. And the one that we made with the vegetable oil, it's still settling. You can see most of the stuff has gone to the bottom, but eventually it will clear where the vegetable oil will be in the middle and the water will be at the top. It's kind of like science. So those are some options for you. Like I said, I put everything in a little Ziploc bag, everything that you need. You can always put more stuff, and you don't have to put everything in because it might overload your bottle. Your bottle might be too full. You might have enough for more than one bottle. Remember about the colors that might bleed. Some colors will bleed. And there's one more thing I want to show you. This is another option, and I don't have another bottle to try it out on. But this one works really well with the Core water bottle, the Voss water bottle, or with the one that you can buy at Michael's. I bought some magnetic items. So I filled the sensory bottle with these tiny little paper clips. You can see the tiny little paper clips. I put the paper clips in the bottle, and then I was able to use my magnets and trace up and down to pull all of the paper clips. Actually, these are clothespins, but you can use paper clips too. I've used both. But you can add those to a sensory bottle. That's very fun. The one thing you do need to make sure with that is that the metal on your item is a non-rustable metal, because if you put it in the vegetable oil, it will rust. So those are just some suggestions. Well, I think I've shown you everything. I hope that you have fun making your sensory bottle, and you can call it a sensory bottle, you can call it a calm down bottle, you can call it just your fun, decorative, fun bottle. But you can see how it's going to separate, and then you shake it up again, and lots of fun. Hope you guys enjoy this little thing that I put together for you, and I really enjoyed having you in my class, so I will hope I get to see you soon. Have a good day, friends.